up, James, Peter, air guitar, Leon. Okay, I'm going to get right to it. Need some advice here. What's up, Gene? So I've been thinking about, I'm going to this GitCon festival in Germany next month, and I'm going to be doing a presentation for, I guess it's like a panel discussion that I'm going to lead, and I'm going to lead one. Adam Neely is going to lead another one, but the guy that is running the thing asked me what I wanted to talk about, and so he suggested a couple things, topics, like here's one thing: does music affect our everyday life, and how? Or why do we live with the inaccuracy of guitar tuning? That's not anything that sounds interesting to me. Or how does modern music relate to the roots, meaning blues, classical music? So those are three kind of things. He says that he goes, I think those topics would be better than is the new PRS a Fender ripoff. So I need a topic that is something that could be maybe even a TED Talk. A topic, a title, something that I can speak about that, I'll give you an example. I was reading through some of the comments the other day on my 500,000 video that I made, my thank you video. And somebody said that, or somebody emailed me, that's what it was. Somebody emailed me and said that, suggested I do a TED Talk on how I got rejected from college when I first auditioned and how I turned that around into something positive. But I need some titles. I need something, and not music blocking. I don't want to do anything on that. I want to do something related to the importance of musical intelligence or something, or something like that. Something related to that. Why we feel I'm not good enough to get up and play. No. Positivity and work ethic, how music reflects social psyche, music aesthetics. Okay. Why has modern music got so automated? Okay, that's interesting. Something I enjoy talk about that would resonate with people. Well, of course, Gene. That's I don't want to do something that people aren't gonna. I mean, this is that's something. Now, Ron, you're talking about stage fright, how to overcome it. I can't relate to stage fright, and that sounds weird, but I don't have stage fright. I've never had stage fright. So I think that, and maybe that I don't have stage fright because I always felt like I mastered the topics, or I have a mastery of the topics that I talk about, so that there's no need to be nervous because I feel like I know the topics as well or better than anyone. I don't mean that in an egotistical way. I just think that that's part of it. That's the for me, that's why it works. Why I can get on here and granted, I'm sitting here alone talking to my computer and reading you guys, but I don't get nervous about that. If I was in front of 50,000 people right now, I would not be nervous because I know what I'm talking about. Take Dylan, talk about his pitch recognition. No, Dylan's not interested in that, and I can't take him. How music producers gave people a fake taste of perfection. The term. Okay, James, how about into a title? Make my kid a musical genius. Music made my kid a genius. Okay. Tell my story. Okay, so but this isn't a TED Talk, but I'm thinking of a TED Talk. Oh, and by the way, Maurizio, what's up? By the way, if anyone wants to do, I know Ray has started working on this. Do a Wikipedia for me. I don't know anything about Wikipedias or how they've done them, but no one has ever written me a Wikipedia. Apparently, I talked to Aaron about that. He and I were talking about that today. He's like, dude, how do you not have Wikipedia? I said, I don't have no idea. I don't even know how Wikipedias work. He said, well, somebody writes one and they write one and I guess that other people correct them. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine that I have enough credits to have a Wikipedia. How music molds your mind. Okay, this is, you can't just write one. Is that a question or I don't know? If I send you links to articles that you can help. Well, if I did that, Maurizio, that if I do that, I'll just put my assistant on it. Wikipedia is where progressive try to rewrite. Come on, Joe, give me a break. Wikipedia is where you hopefully go to find album credits, and hopefully they're right. I use Wikipedia every day for stuff. How music education makes your kids smarter. Something to do with society, though. Something to do with society. Would Beethoven have used auto-tune? That's a good title for a video, though. That's a good title for a video. I don't know anything about Wikipedia. I'm just throwing it out there. If anybody wants to do a Wikipedia page, surely there's enough. If there's enough stuff out there. If anybody, let's see, how technology enabled everyone to have a reasonable studio. Society is degraded because popular music's degraded. Too long, but right. That's good. How automation has conditioned your ears. Music, the bridge to human connection. I like that, Gene. Okay, that's good. That sounds like a good TED Talk title. How is music education still relevant in today's society? You guys are on to some good stuff here. How music changed the world. That's a good title. Theme tonight, Amadeo. You're trying to help me come up with a good title for giving a talk. Something that would sound good, that could be a TED Talk or developed into something like that in the future, but something that I talk about, how music affects the mind. Okay. Honesty, is it really relevant? I like that, Ivan. How do we dumb down the sameness wars? Oh, that's a great title right there. Not an investigation of negative trends. That's okay, George, correct. What educators don't teach you, why you should invest in music education. Is music regressing? That's a nice, simple title. What would life be without music? Okay, I like that. Aaron, we were trying to come up with a title for a TED Talk. Or I'm doing this talk in Germany at this thing called GitCon next month. How cultural intelligence correlates with musical complexity. Wow. You know, I said to Aaron that I would come on here and ask, because I would get some great, I get some incredibly good feedback. Yes, I'm going to GitCon. So let me just say, let me read you. Here's the one that Ave, I guess his name is, that runs it. He owns, or I don't know, is the president of Framus or Warwick. He says, does music affect our everyday life, and how? That was one of his suggestions. How cultural intelligence correlates with musical complexity. The next era of music and society. The things that I like to talk about. Music and humanity is regressing. I don't want to do something that's negative like that. I agree. Whoever said that's negative. Is creativity dead? That's a great title. That's a provocative title. Generational differences in technology and music. That's good, Michael. Blues and the abstract truth. Okay. The impact of music. Is AI affecting music? Music and the evolution of culture. Ed, nice. Only Warwick is running. Okay. Let's see. Musicianship. Has technology affected musical ability? Randy. Banhammer, don't make me use it. Music and the cerebral cortex. How copyright enforcement is crippling internet education. I don't want to talk about that. I'm actually going to be doing some video stuff on that. So I don't want to, let's see. Technology, the mortal enemy of creativity. These are amazing. Are we in a simulation? Is that it, Subi? Okay, are we in a simulation? There's some. Will a robot be able to create music in the future? Idness and Untold Genius. How music evolves with humanity. Creativity versus efficiency. TEDx. Music is life. I like that, Will. Music and identity. Is the Matrix melting down? Rick, what up? Oh, hey, Luke. How are you? Thank you. Open the pod bay doors. Thanks, Ron. Right, exactly. How music is the universal language of mankind. One step closer to world domination. There you go, Gary. Microtone music is American pop music already. Aaron, would you listen to 100? How music helps us reach our full potential. Tom, okay, keep going, Tom. Is YouTube the new listening experience? Musical survival in a social media culture. Man, this is how music is dying. No, that's Peachhead. That's too down. We need an uplifting one. Luke, what are we talking about? We're talking about a possible topic that I'm doing a discussion for, but that could also be developed into a TED Talk. I have people writing to me all the time about doing TED Talks, and but nothing. I had one that here in Atlanta that they had me go and speak. I had to do a 60-second talk on it. This is 2 years ago or so, and this is before my channel, actually. Maybe it was 2.5 years ago. Because somebody saw something that I did on the internet and invited me to come and present something. But you had to do a 60-second little thing that I had to send them. But how music brought humanity out of the Stone Ages. Wow, I like that, Will. How to get six-pack abs by learning jazz. Do it. What makes a song great on a live TEDx? You only have up to 18 minutes on a TEDx. These are great titles. Do a TEDx rant. Don't have anything prepared. Just get up there, right? Technology and the non-musician. The future of rock music. DVDs with track isolation. Why you cry when musicians die. TED Talk. Do you music? Of heartstrings and brainwaves. How music affects mood and thought. Living beings. That is good. How to harmonize the world. Where has the Picard? How to gain 500,000 subs in 6 months. That's my next topic that I'm going to do in the next 6 months here. Huxley versus Bach, efficiency versus creativity. Claude, what did you retract? I want to do a regular TEDx, no TEDx. You're right, Gene. I want to do just a TED Talk, just a regular TED Talk. Perfect pitch, why you can't have it now. What makes music great? Okay, that's good, Frank. What happened to music, Jules? Let's see here. Where will we find the next Elvis? Fear walking musicians. How to gain 500,000 subs and save the planet. Rebooting the musical mind. Great title, George. How to retain knowledge for creativity and development. Music in the mind. What makes music great? That is on brand. That is true. What came first, major or minor? Oh, that was someone else's title. Okay. This TED Talk goes to 11. Where's the Picardy third gone? It was, to Picard. I like Picard better. Guitar Gods of the 70s when rock went rogue. What's up, Harry? How to fry your brain, jazz. How artists are killing their legacy. Well, once again, how music should evoke emotion. That's good. Music mind melds in an age without distance. I don't know what that even means, Steve, but it sounds great. No secrets. What's up, Garrett? How music is necessary to happiness or for happiness. The object is to make music. Exploration of the musical mind. When hearing your song on radio is every musician's dream. Why do we play music the certain ways we do? The walk to the Beato of your own drum. That's good. The universal language of music. Talk needs to be a substantial message. Reverse engineer. What do I want to say? Okay, what do I want to say? That's a great point, Frank. I want something positive and uplifting. You guys know that I'm a real believer in that you can really, the driven mind can accomplish anything. That's the except perfect pitch. How music has led to human development. I like that. I can talk about that. Talent versus determination. How the best musicians don't feel they're talented. Keep the dissonance in music. Music, the culture barrier breaker. Music will positively change you. Chords that change the world. Man, these are like, I have enough video titles to get through the next year right here. Some of these are great. Don't dream, decide. ¿Cómo está, Eddie? Music, a gateway to personal growth. Music as the universal language. The math and science of perfect pitch. You think about this. I think it was Aaron that said that I should talk about my experience of not getting into college. That was one thing, right? But then somebody else said, well, what about your video where I talked about my friend where, no excuses, right? But I don't want it to have any negative connotation either. Why aren't you practicing? Technology and music education. The mastery of elevation. Music and the elation of spirit. That's good. Rick Beato, little Mike Rowe mixed in. You subscribed to my channel after I told my story. Maybe it's something about music is hope, about honesty, or about these things, that there are no secrets in life. Uplifting most. Yeah, these are really fun for me, living beings. These are really life lessons. Always working on TED. Reinventing my career in music. I mean, that's kind of that's something that I can really talk about. Music, pathway to the infinite. What would you tell 25-year-old Rick? I was talking to my friend Dan, who's going to be in my video tomorrow, just before this. My buddy Dan Hannon. He sang Despacito in that video. That's one of my biggest videos, and he's going to be in the video that I put out tomorrow. I got a discussion with him, and Dan's known me for 20 years or so, and he said, I can't believe you're doing this now with YouTube. And he said something like, or I said, yeah, I knew all the same stuff that I'm talking about on here 30 years ago. And then I said, but we needed to wait for Google to be invented, and then, to have the algorithm and YouTube to be invented. So you could put together, so you could actually go out and find the audience for this, right? Because that's ultimately what it is the, if there wasn't this connection that we have right here, I mean, okay, everyone type in, there's 168 people in here, type in where everyone lives right now. let's just see kind of where, because this will be fascinating. Emil, I want to talk about that. Tell me where everybody's in. I want to talk about your comment right there, because put the countries that you're in. So it's all over. We got both hemispheres. We got all the way across the world. We got Maurizio and Sydney. We got Glasgow, Gary. I mean, we got everywhere. Vancouver, Washington. Look at this. Unbelievable. So we're all over the world here. We got England. We're worldwide. We're in the Caribbean. We're in Chile. We're in South America. Look at that. This is unbelievable, right? Right here from my studio. Instantly at the speed of light, connected. Hold on. This is definitely a bot. That was a bot. Did you see that foul stuff there? That was definitely a bot. So no Antarctica. There's got to be somebody. I think I saw that I was looking on my. You can look in your analytics as to see what country everybody's from. I had like 17 people or something from Greenland, and I always thought that was funny. Greenland. So we're all over the world right now, instantly, at the speed of light. There's probably a slight delay with me talking here, but for the most part, at the speed of light. Antarctica, there's got to be somebody watching down there. If there is, I want to know. So it took until 2 years ago for me personally, not through my own idea, to come up with the idea to share what I know through YouTube. There aren't 17 people in Greenland. Music, how the internet changed it. Music and how the internet changed it. So there's something about, okay, so maybe there's something about, okay, using the internet to create the future of music. Walking the fine line between technology and creativity. The age without distance. I like that. That sounds great. The language with no lies. When the world stops and listens. How the internet changed the music and how the internet changed music. Right? How technology changes art. Now we're getting to something. This is really, this is kind of what my, how the internet changed music. This is something that discovery of a musical democracy on YouTube. Okay? I'm racking the camera. Sorry, I always shake my legs. Communicating at the speed of light. These are amazing. God, you guys are good. How technology has become the new heartbeat of music. The biggest shift in musical history. How the internet changed everything. You see, Peter, all this stuff. This is really what the TED Talk needs to be about. It has to be about. Wait, let me go back to this idea. So someone wrote that I'm the right age to do what I'm doing here because I was born at the beginning, at 1962, think about this, at the beginning of the Beatles, right? When I was born, almost every famous jazz player was alive still, with the exception of Charlie Parker, who died in the 50s. But every jazz player, and many of them began to die off during my early lifetime. I'm not doing a TED Talk, Eric. If I did a TED Talk, this is kind of, I'm trying to brainstorm, and if I did a TED Talk, no, I'm doing a talk at this thing called GitCon in Germany in next month, in just 4 weeks. I need to do a talk about something, and I would like to develop that into a TED Talk at some point, or something like that, where I have a that I have something to, that I can develop a presentation to. Oh, I would do a TED Talk if I got invited. You have to be invited to these things. But the idea that my age, and this isn't necessarily about this, but somebody made the point, maybe in one of the comments, that my age, since I've spanned, I was really born at the right time to be doing this, since I was born at the beginning of the Beatles, and I lived through that explosion in the 70s and then in the 80s, and I saw the decline of the music business as well, from the other side of it, from the side of making albums and things like that. And I learned all these things. So I learned I learned how to do that, to produce music, for example, because of technology, right? I never would have had the chance at 37 to go and, if it was, let's say I was 37 in 1980. Well, at 37 in 1980, I never would have gone and interned in a studio making no money. I wouldn't have been able to do that, right? To learn how to become an engineer and become a producer. The only reason that I was able to become a producer is because they invented the Digi 001 that DigiDesign invented, that enabled me to learn how to use Pro Tools on my G3 computer. So I learned how to engineer using one mic pre, and that taught me how a studio works, how everything works. So all of this technology, the timing of this, of when I came up, of when I went into, when I started, I mean, I never could have been a producer if DigiDesign didn't invent the Digi 001. I could not have. There's no way I could have. I mean, I did a few sessions on tape, but I couldn't learn to engineer. I didn't know how. I couldn't, there was no way of learning these things. It was because of DigiDesign, because of Apple. Everything. And then because of YouTube being invented, and me having an assistant, Rhett, that was, in his that was 26, 25 years old, comes in here, and he grew up on YouTube. And he thought I should be on YouTube to share the things that I know about. And he thought it would be the best place that I could do that. And I'd been putting videos on YouTube since 2007. I looked it up yesterday when I was going through my thing, and they were all baby videos, that I sent to my mom. That was my YouTube experience until 2 years ago. So all of this stuff happened because of technology. I mean, technology changed my life. And it changed my life 2 different times. Technology created 2 of my... So I basically worked at 3 different things. Okay, so I was a college professor, so I was a music teacher. all the way from the time I graduated grad school in 86, 87 through 92. And then I moved here and I was still teaching guitar lessons as I was trying to make it in a band. But I never made any money playing in a band. I didn't start making a living until I became a producer. But I only became a producer because technology allowed me to learn. And as much as people say, oh, anybody can go out and put on a GarageBand beat and get on the radio, they don't need to know anything. Well, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the simplicity, the same thing that makes anyone able to make a song, right? You know, and they don't need to go and learn to be a producer or anything. They can take a GarageBand beat and they can rap over it, or they can play chords with one finger because Apple made GarageBand where you can do this or that. It's because of technology, but yet then I've gone back and I'm teaching people. I go back and teach the nuts and bolts of all this stuff. So technology, and I guess it's that I wouldn't be able to share my knowledge if it wasn't for technology, because the same skills that I learned in order to engineer and produce, like Pro Tools, to learn how to edit audio, allowed me to learn how to edit video quickly enough that I could make videos. Hawk and Troll, what's this, Sean Daniel? I don't know what that means. Are you trolling me here, bro, or what? I don't know you, and you're gone. It's not your age. It's also the fact you appreciate and study all styles of music throughout history that has placed you. There's also a situation here in the age of information. Had technology defeated music creation? But this is really fascinating. If it wasn't for Pro Tools, I wouldn't know how to produce. I should sell merch at the Germany conference. The tools allowed me to create massive orchestra. That's right, Tom, right? That you never would have had that ability 20 years ago. That you're absolutely right. But see, then I'm taking the technology and I'm using that technology to go back and teach the help me with this. I'm taking the technology. I'm using the technology to teach, to be able to communicate the ideas of music that doesn't need technology. How to use your creative mind, like Ron says there, to express yourself, to teach the fundamentals, to teach all the elements of being creative, The circle of musical technology, using technology to leverage your experiences. Okay, this is amazing. Climbing the musical ladder through technology, adapting to a new world of ease of use. Knowledge is key. Music is me. Like these. The technology of improvisation. Touching all corners of the earth, we must remain humane. That's good, Ron. I like that. Using digital to teach analog. Caesar, that's kind of the idea. How to be creative, a creative mind in a mindless world. The Age of Share. To teach the art of music. Imagination and information amplified. Wow, I like that. Exploring creativity. Overproduction is ruining today's music. That's been going on, IBJ. That's been going on for a long time, though. Humanity versus technology is the really big picture. Easy access to hard knowledge. Ooh, that's good, Aaron. You guys are way smarter than me. Analog versus digital era. Good tech increases productivity, should make things easier. A mind made of music. I mean, did Napster really help create all this? Where's Napster in this? Where is Napster? Because Napster had a definitely Napster definitely had an influence in this, because without Napster, if I have to think about this, right? I wouldn't have had my own studio if the music business was still doing well. If I didn't have my own studio, I wouldn't be doing this right now. So it didn't change music itself, but it changed thank you, Seth. We wouldn't be able to hang out with you. That's right, Bill. Music has no grave, it's legacy. Did Napster create blockers? Oh, for sure. That's why. It's all the old people are blockers. It's because of Napster. They're afraid. They're still afraid. Thank you, Joseph. Andre, what's up? What's up? This is really, really incredibly great. There's plenty of stuff in here for video titles and ideas for the next year. Is Bonaskag's a blocker? I'm not sure. Theoretically, most of the people are blockers that I look up. And then you make the video and you find out if they really are. So that's kind of the problem. The auto-tune video I'm going to do, Chris. I am going to do that. Yes, Tom, titles are very difficult. I got an email from Christian Henson from Spitfire, and he said he told me that his I'm going to go over to England when they get their new headquarters done in November, and go visit their headquarters. But he said that I gave him some pointers. I think I said this on here, that on some of his videos I said, Christian, don't put number 125, hashtag 125 for your title of your video. That's the first thing that Google sees, and they're going to say, okay, I don't know what to do with this. And he told me that since he changed it, since he's been renaming all of his titles, that his channel is totally done better, which is hilarious. Um, did autotune silence the human voice? Wow. Somebody sent me a thing where somebody picked up video of my son Dylan on Facebook. And somebody sent me and said, oh, somebody stole your video and put it up on Facebook. And I went over to it, and I was just reading the comments, and they were, I guess they were all in Spanish, but most of them were. And there was 2,000 comments on it, but it kind of got posted a couple days ago. And it was fascinating to read them, 2 years later. It was a video where Dylan is writing the stuff on the whiteboard, and then somebody wrote, yeah, that's great unless he until he gets introduced to the sitar, then that perfect pitch is going to go out the window. And I was thinking, what are you talking about? What's a sitar have to do with it? Dylan's listened to sitar before. Clayton, I've done a video with that with Dylan, shifting at 50 cents. You should watch it. It's called Perfect Pitch versus Relative Pitch. It's right here on my channel. I've already done it. Autotune does leave the metallic computery sound. Computery, I like that word. That's a good word. Music, from your mind to the vinyl and how to get it there. That sounds great, Craig, but I'm not sure what that means, but that sounds great. Check it out, Clayton. I do the thing. I do the semitone, and I play it. I think I tuned it 50 cents sharp. And I said, Dylan, what note is this? And I played it out, and he says, oh, that's an A with a B flat behind it, right? And I said, what do you mean? And I had it where it was a pitch change, where it was just a microsecond, where it would play where I played A and it tuned it up a quarter step, 50 cents, a quarter tone, and he said, it's like an A and then a B flat's right behind it immediately, and they're mixed together. And I said, is it any more either one? And he said, he goes, it's exactly blend of the two. Which is really, I think, fascinating. So, all right, so there's so much stuff on here. I need to go back through this. You know what? I want to say this. I put in the video, in my 500K video, things that I don't think people knew about my channel at all. Like my film scoring videos that I've done. My videos on all the different scales. There's so much stuff, and I haven't wanted to go back over and repeat that stuff, which is why I haven't done as much of that. But I encourage people to go back, and watch those. Anyways, all right, this is good. I don't want to play any music. I don't want to get this video taken down because there's so many great things here. Is there a list of my videos somewhere? Well, I have playlists, Bob, but there's 522 or something videos. YouTube is just not good for cataloging stuff. I might do that through my rickbeato.com, though. That's the downside of YouTube. But you can go on a person's channel and you can search titles. So, thank you, Tom. I actually, Bruce emailed me today, and I already responded to him. I'm going to speak with him this week. So anyway, so that's I'm going to go back and look over this and figure out a great, what I'm going to do my talk on for the GitCon talk, and anyways, you guys are the best, absolutely the best, and I learned more tonight than this is really incredible. Great stream. Nare, the best. Speaking of the best. All right. Thank you.